It must be noontime because there's that music again. You are listening to radio a1a.com, and this is the Florida Keys Real Estate Guys Live. Michael is out there hauling the mail today, trying to earn a living, and we always appreciate that when he does it. My name is Mark Mills, and I am one of the Florida Keys Real Estate Guys, as well as a citizen of Monroe County. Boy, sometimes I'm telling you that that kind of just gives you a whole new take on life. It really does. With us today is Chris Sante, and former mayor of Islamorada, and he's like doing research at the moment. So stay with us here. We want to thank the people who make this program possible every week. Number one is, of course, Sunshine Title, Jenny and the gals at Sunshine Title for no surprise closings. The only way, trust me, from a real estate agent's standpoint, is the way you want to deal with this when you come down to the closing time, when you're actually going to own a home, or at least you and the bank will. This is the group that you want to walk you through your purchase transaction and getting the job done without any surprises. Also, we've got a new guy on board. Jim LaPointe is with Innovative Mortgages, and he is your new local lender. Jim has been down in the Keys for a few years now and set up shop, doing quite well. Housing market's going to help that out, obviously. But the most recent rates he has sent me, and this is how the guy won me over, 3.375%. That's not bad. Of course, now Sante here just kind of grumbled and huffed at that.
That's a great rate.
Yeah, it is a great rate. He also does VA, FHA, conventional, you name it. Jim's got it all going on. And you can get a hold of him at his local number, 305-741-7316, 305-741-7316. And he's a Florida boy as well. So, been down here in the Sunshine State for pretty much forever, and is down in the Keys now in Key Largo. And check it out. You come down here on vacation, and you don't want to go home on probation, but sometimes you do, right, Harry? Okay. So, but the bottom line is you want to get that home once you've seen the view and lived the life. So, helping you make that happen is going to be Jim LaPointe. He is, again, with Innovative Mortgage. And give him a buzz at 305-741-7316, the number to dial. Also, the good folks here at Heartbreakers Brewhouse Brewery, mile marker 81 on the ocean side. Wednesday nights have really grown into an amazing thing down here. Open stage. We prefer that you keep your clothes on when you go up on stage. That's, I think, really important. It's kind of like Fantasy Fest. Everybody goes down there with the idea that it's going to be a bunch of what was the beach show where they all went running across the beach?
With David Hasselhoff?
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't either.
I can't remember the name of it. Beach what? Baywatch.
Baywatch.
There you go, Baywatch. It's not Baywatch. Okay, it really isn't. It's kind of like mutiny at a Weight Watchers meeting. And they're the naked people. So, it's a little frightening, to tell you the
but
truth.
some stuff you can't unsee, so you got to be careful.
Well, and see, my point exactly, brother. See, you really can't do Baywatch or Fantasy Fest like this. It's a bad idea, God knows what you're going to walk into. You're going to come away covered in grease paint from other people. Even more frightening. So, and I have no idea how we got off on that. But Wednesday nights here are an open stage thing. And there have been a number of really good artists who have popped up on stage here, done their music. And, we'd like them to come back and make the rounds. But come on in on Wednesday nights. What, Harry, do we know? Is it start at 7? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights here, mile marker 81 on the ocean side at Heartbreakers Brewhouse. Come on and get some cold suds and enjoy some really good music. This place has got kind of a nice bohemian kind of funk to it, and it's all good. So, and last but not least, the Jake Sullivan series of crime novels from author Chip Bell. Really cool stuff. I've been digging into them myself. You can get all of those. Go to our Radio A1A website and click on the guy under the palm tree with the gun. That's what you got to do, and that'll take you over there, and you can purchase those. Coming back to the show, Chris Sante. Chris was mayor of Village of Islamorada. What other horrible jobs? You've served in other capacities in
Well, I served for 10 years on the council.
Yeah.
And then I was on the state appraisal board.
Wow.
I was on the state board for lawyers that get in trouble, you as a member. And then
Are you a lawyer?
No, but you
Okay.
need a lawyer on it as well as a resident.
Normal people.
Yeah, just
Okay.
to see what
Right.
if they did wrong, if we felt it exceeded. So
I think
I'm
some
happy to
people
say there's-
probably feel wrong when they're just standing next to one in an elevator. But I have lawyers in my family. So.
yeah, you know what they say? What's 100 lawyers buried 6 feet deep?
Good start.
Good start.
Yeah.
That's right. your brother knows all the lawyer fans.
Oh, God, no, absolutely, man. Every one of them, we've heard them. So, I wanted to get you on the program because obviously Chris is no longer involved in as an elected official, but is still very active within the community and within the county on a wide range of things that are going on that affect all of us. Workforce housing, the fills, yada, yada. I mean, it's just going down the line. Plus, he's a number one bug killer in the Keys.
That's
you know,
right.
so, he's kind of got all the bases covered. You walked in here today and you said the fills, and I was going to ask you about traffic, so we'll get to both. But let's start off with the fills.
And workforce housing. Those are the two topics. Yeah.
There you go. So the fills. What are the fills?
Well, the locals call the fills like mile marker. It's about mile marker 77 to 80.
Right.
It's that stretch between Robbie's and Bud and Mary's. Where
Okay.
all those island that land is.
Those are all man-made. Yeah.
Yeah, back when the railroad came through.
Okay.
The problem we've run is we're a destination resort, so we have day trippers, especially this time of year, that come out of the north.
Yeah.
And they come here, and what's happened is when the county closed Cardstown Road and Rowell's got closed, it sort of funnels. Everybody keeps going south till they get to the first boat ramp, first beach.
Right.
The fills is that.
Right.
So what's happened is we have a tremendous amount of people that come
Now,
there.
you say when the county, and I hate to interrupt, but when you say the county closed Cardstown Road.
No, the beaches. You remember when you come over the Guardstown Bridge, there used to be some beach areas there where people would park.
You can,
The
you
county-
can launch there, right?
Right. The county owns that land. They've closed it all down. The difference is the fills are owned by DOT, so they have no intentions of closing them down. So what's happened over the years?
Well, apparently DOT knows a good thing when they see it. So.
Yeah. A good thing for us, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, what happens is I think the residents of the Keys are very conscientious about the environment.
Kind of have to be, don't
And
we?
it seems like the Northerners aren't. What happens is we have these people that come to the Phil Keys, and they leave a tremendous amount of
Trash.
trash and impact. They not only, there's that website, Save the Phils.
Well, but people can woo all they want about let's go hug trees and conch
Right.
shells and stuff like that. Yeah, you have to.
Well,
Because otherwise these places don't exist.
we have a cleaning. The village spends $450,000 a year cleaning up the Phils now.
Yeah, it's
And
a
that's
lot of money.
That's all the residents pay for that, because the day trippers, they don't bring anything. They bring their food, they bring their drinks, they bring their jet skis,
right,
and then they leave all their trash and go home.
right.
So what we've done is the whole time I was on the council, and it's always been a thorn in our side what to do with the Phils. It finally came to a head, and the current council finally got a meeting with DOT,
Right.
and DOT told us flat out, we're not gonna close the Phils down, but we'll put you in control of it for 90 days and let you come up with some solutions. So what
Ooh.
we came up with, when I say we,
I see some hand wringing going
well,
on.
the village council made tremendous strides. It was amazing. It's sort of
Sure.
like a pimple that came to a head. It's been
Well,
a thorn there the whole time, and it finally.
This is the guy who used to be in charge for
right.
that graphic. Thank you.
Well, it is. What they've done is they come up with a layout where they're going to reduce the parking down to 4 locations only, which is going to reduce the current traffic, the parking by about 80%. So
Yeah.
it'll only be 80% less people there. So that's the
Okay.
first start.
At least 80% less people stopping there.
Well, there won't be any place to park.
Got it.
And then they're going to have traffic enforcement.
Okay.
They're going to install some porta potties. They're going to be working in the future to improve the boat ramp.
So it's going to be a little bit like a wayside rest, but that's it. You're only stopping there for a few minutes. And
No,
then
you can stay there, but once the parking spots are filled up,
Yeah,
unless
you're
somebody
done.
leaves, you're not going to park.
Okay.
It's sort of like Ann's Beach in a way. When that parking lot fills up, there's no place to park. You can't stop.
I think you need to put like one of those flashing signs out there that says no vacancy.
Well, it's going to be tough at first because there's going to be a lot of people coming down planning on spending time there like this weekend,
absolutely.
and we're going to wave them past and say, sorry, it's closed, it's full.
Yeah.
And then we're adding extra trash cans. We're adding dumpsters. It's just a tremendous volume of trash.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple cleanups there where people voluntarily have gone there. Barry Way was on the news. He had a toilet seat around his neck. He said it was the first thing I found when I was cleaning up the trash.
Nice.
People leave stuff like that, and it's just amazing. But I'm really excited about the fact that with limited parking, that's going to reduce the amount of people and the impact on the area.
Well, significantly, yeah.
I think it's also going to significantly improve the traffic flow because there won't be, like I said, there's going to be enough room for about 80 cars, where before, if you can imagine, there used to be.
Oh, they were all over the place.
Well, there was 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
So it's a tremendous improvement.
Okay.
So we're anxious to see that go into effect. This will be our first weekend here. We're putting big concrete barriers out.
So that's going on now.
Starting right now.
So in the beginning of the 4th of July weekend, a lot of people who were thinking, hey, I'm going to drive down there by, with the tea table and, swing over and we'll just park and we'll spend the day.
Well, it's just,
Nah.
I mean, you go on the website on Facebook, Mike Foster has, he's links into that, I don't know what it's called, something, Save the Fills or Protect Our Fills. I'm not familiar off the top of my head what the name of it is, but you see these photos and it's just, to me, it's disgusting, the amount of abuse.
Oh, it's horrifying.
The amount of trash they leave is phenomenal.
It's in a typical weekend. If you're rolling north, or south, either way, but if you go through the fills and any of the dumpster or trash cans that are out there, it's overflowing and it's all around it, and it's like you didn't even get close.
Well,
it's a drunk guy in the head.
They empty them twice a day. That's how much trash they bring.
Really?
Yeah. That's
that island is serviced twice a day for trash
for during the holiday weekends.
Really?
Yep. And even them, they leave trash tied in bags to the trees. They defecate everywhere, and it's just it's unbelievable. It's a shame. I mean, they have no respect for our backyard.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I'd like to have them come over to my backyard and try that crap.
Well, that's kind of the way we feel.
Yeah.
So I'm excited
that small dog for a reason. He bites up.
Yeah. He's ferocious. 25 pounds of them?
Oh, actually, about 16, 17 pounds, and it's a her. So you assume your junk is in jeopardy.
Anyway, I'm excited to see how this goes. Obviously, it's our first weekend. There's probably going to be some problems, but with the added patrols and the police patrols for parking issues and things like that, I'm sure there's going to be some tempers, but we're going to be politely say, look, please move on.
Yeah, it's full.
Head south or head back north. It's full.
Yeah.
You got Miami Beach and Crandon and all those other Key Biscayne. Feel free to
knock
go there.
Yourself out. With unlimited junk. So no, that's cool. All right, so the fills, how these were built, you say, back during the railroad time, right? Yeah,
I don't know the whole history, but I know at one time they putting the bridge through. The railroad didn't care anything about the environment. They it was easier to fill certain areas and
dig it up, throw it in another area,
I think in Donna or Betsy, the one. No, I think it was the Hurricane of 35, but whatever, West Road out. It blew that whole section out. That was one of the.
Gone.
I saw at the museum, at the Islander.
There's some pretty cool pictures there, isn't there? Yeah.
There's some areas that were washed out, and even now, the last couple of hurricanes, if you know, it's on the ocean side where the sea oats are. It used to be sea oats beach, used to be large.
Right.
But when I was a kid, it went out pretty far. Now it's all the way up to the edge of the road almost.
Pretty close.
So it's been slowly eroding and moving around. So that's another thing that's on the agenda with DOT and the village and whatnot
So what are they going to
preserve that area?
Yeah, I mean, I would think. What's the speculation on how to
Well,
no idea?
No idea, because the power poles are there and they have to harden that area, which creates a turtle. It's for turtles. It creates a turtle problem.
And you can't just keep pouring sand onto it because that's just going to get washed away too, right?
Yeah, again, for some reason, and I don't know the mechanics of it, but there used to be a large sand area out there. And through the storms and whatnot, it's slowly washed away. I don't know what created the sand or what's making it wash away. But it's on the list of things to look at.
If you consider the fact that the Spiegel Grove was sitting on its side.
And turned upright.
Yeah, and Hurricane Dennis gently laid it down in its props, the way it was supposed to go down.
Yeah, and that's what 125 feet underwater.
Yeah, and 90,000 tons or something like that. So, yeah, I'm guessing the force of the sea is pretty adequate.
Well,
so.
Mother Nature's going to win every time.
There's just no point in challenging her.
Like I said, I don't know what it's not a high priority, but I don't know if they're talking about putting a breakwater out there. Something small to.
That would make sense, though, wouldn't it?
Again, because it's a turtle nesting area.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guidelines. If you do a breakwater, it has to be
so don't
low
screw
enough.
With the turtles, but
right.
You got to maybe put a V in the breakwater or something like that. So,
whatever. I'm not a turtle beach expert.
Well, nor are the Turtle Beach experts that exist either. Right. So, it's a land of many variables. So, you know what? I think we're at a good spot in the program here. We're at 16 minutes after the hour. We're talking with Chris Sante, the former mayor of the Village of Islamorada. You are watching and listening to the Florida Keys Real Estate Guys. Mark Mills on duty here today. Please like us on Facebook. We will be back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us.
If I had my way, I'd set sail right away. Destination Southern Shores. Throw my cares upon a shelf. Head on off for somewhere else where the weather's always warm. Alvarado, Alvarado.
This is author Sammy Mays. May I recommend the Jake Sullivan series of novels by author Chip Bell.
He's Jake Sullivan and he's on the run. He's working for the president while basking in the sun.
If you enjoy reading, you need to read Chip Bell's latest novel, We Are the People Our Parents Warned Us About. Read and collect all 13 books in the Jake Sullivan series at chipbellauthor.com. The Jake Sullivan series has been awarded Mayor Gonzo May's 5 Parrots and a Palm Tree for literary excellence.
Topical crimes in tropical climes. Assassins right there on the beach. Like a secret agent.
Surprise! Great for a birthday, anniversary party, but a real estate transaction? That is not what you want. You don't want surprises when it comes to closing a real estate deal. The way to a smooth closing with no surprises is Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys. Call Ginny or Pam or even Irene. Hey, these 3 gals will take care of you. Close your transaction smoothly with no surprises. Real estate closings, 1031 exchange, escrow, all your needs are taken care of there with no surprises. It's Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys. Call 305-451-0032 or just Google up Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys.
Hello, Radio A1A listeners. This is Michael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate. Let me ask you, are you tired of the same old real estate agents doing the same old stuff the same old way? I provide a level of service that most agents can't, don't, or won't. Contact me to find your piece of paradise here in the Florida Keys or to assist you in finding a great agent nationwide. As part of the Christie's International Real Estate Network, I've got a team of agents that can take care of you no matter where you are. So no matter what your real estate needs are, with 22 years of service, contact me, Michael Marinelli, the real estate conch of American Caribbean Real Estate, at 305-439-7730, or visit me at my award-winning Florida Keys Real Estate and Lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com. I look forward to working with you soon.
I love this guy over here. It's too bad you can't see him on camera. Harry's, in The Wizard of Oz, it was pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Well, he's just the guy sitting over here at the other table covered with burlap. So, but there should be wires and stuff coming out of his head. Oh, there is. How about that? All right. So, moving right along, folks, welcome back to the program. Again, please like us on Facebook if you would. We sure would appreciate it. Florida Keys Real Estate Guys. And joining me is Chris Sante. Chris used to be the mayor of the village of Islamorada, has been involved in village and county politics and government for a long time down here, a long-time Keys businessman as well. And he gave me some notes on workforce housing. When Irma came through in September of 2017, I think we had probably 47,000 home sites in the Florida Keys total at that time, and we lost about 6,000. Those are the roughest numbers I've seen.
Yeah.
But, and that's, face it, folks, you lose 12% of your housing, in about a 72-hour period. Things change, workforce. And one of the things that I've always admired in what you've done when you've hired people to come to the Keys is you generally supply them with housing.
Correct.
So that, they're not going to turn around and go, hey, man, I can't work for you anymore because I can't afford to live here.
Well, that's always the problem.
It's a huge problem.
The storm, when it came through here, obviously it affected the trailer parks the most because that's
Storm surge,
wind, whatever. That's the weakest housing there is.
Right.
So it was destroyed.
Right.
I mean, it affected us enough in Islamorada that Island Christian had to close their school down because they couldn't get enough enrollment.
Which, if you drive by Island Christian, when you see it up off, in the day, I mean that's a fairly isolated, looks like strong building, but the areas around it.
Well, it's not so much the school is fine.
Right.
What happened is the residents, the students, they ended up moving out. Their parents moved out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Lower Keys, of course, was hit even harder.
Oh yeah.
And then we lost a lot of large trailer parks that were on the ocean side. They're slowly coming back online.
Right.
But again, it's just.
Well, we also have legislation here in the Keys that don't allow trailers to be replaced with trailers.
You're talking mobile homes. These were RV parks.
Right.
The ones the across from the Founders Park.
Right.
You had several large parks there. You had San Pedro.
Right.
And then Seabreeze was next to it.
Right.
Those were
RV parks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many there was. There was over 100 in just that one park.
It's a lot. When you think about it, folks, if there are 100 homes wherever you live,
there's probably 150 between two parks right in that area.
There's 300 people minimum. When you think about it, probably more, closer to 450 or 500.
Well, that's just those two parks, but I mean, you multiply it out through the entire Keys. Anybody who had a structure, it's like Mexico City. They showed that one house that was built to Key standards, survived, and everything else got wiped away. Well, if you look at the old photos, those were old trailers and old style homes that weren't designed.
Right.
Same thing happens here.
Mexico Beach is what you're talking about.
Mexico Beach. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sure. And then what's happening here is the trailer park has submitted plans. They're starting the rebuild.
Right.
They have a new plan, and they bought the property in between the two trailer parks. They own that large strip, and they're going to redevelop it nicely.
Okay.
And again, I'm not involved with that, but I saw it before I left the council.
Talking about using the tiny houses, right?
No, they're allowed to put back, I believe, like 70 RV sites. And again, I'm guessing here. I'm not guessing. I'm trying to remember because I'm no longer on the council, and I don't have access to that information. But I believe it's like 70 RV sites and 30 mobile home sites. Which is essentially concrete
pad with water and electric.
No, it's just water and electric and sewer.
Yeah.
And again, what people do is they actually live in RVs down here because it's cheaper.
Sure.
And a lot of the up in Key Largo Riptide, they went and installed park models in there, which are considered RVs, but they're a little more substantial, and they can actually hold up to a little better to hurricane forces.
Force winds, right, water.
So they've converted quite a few of their units, and it's turned out nicely.
Good.
I think they're $80,000 or $90,000, but you have something that you have a chance of surviving in.
I mean, if you're going to go to, even like Calusa or what is it, key campsites or
holiday outdoor resorts.
Correct.
No, not the K-Lore.
Yeah,
Key Largo Ocean Resorts.
Right. I mean, now in Key Largo Ocean Resorts, they're going up all over the place, and those are real homes
concrete
being built there, and there's some beautiful homes in there. My God, But, I mean, if you look at some of the other, shall we say, less formal RV sites, they're really, there's a pretty good bounce back going on there, isn't there? I mean, do the manufacturers of these homes? I mean, do you think they weighed in on this and learned anything from the experience?
Well,
how to anchor them, how to
no,
build them tougher, or anything like that?
No,
Same.
There's two different things. An RV is what you tow behind your car or
Right.
fifth wheel or motorhome.
Right.
Those are what RV sites are. You don't tie them down. You don't do anything. You just park them there. A storm comes, you're supposed to take them.
Yeah. They're going to be gone one way
now,
or the other. Yeah.
What's happened is through the definition of law, you can put a park model there, which is considered an RV,
Okay.
and you can tie it down, which is what FEMA did
Okay.
when they came and rented all these sites. They rented some sites from me,
Right.
and they brought in some trailers and tied them down, and then when they finished, they untied them and took them with them.
Okay.
So that's the last thing the village was talking about, was allowing RVs to be tied down so you could use these park models. In the event of a storm, you just leave your park model, but since it's a little more resistant, built a little bit better, you can buy them. You know the bungalows where they just had that big fire?
Right.
The bungalows is all park models.
Right.
The gentleman who built that, the guy who owned Chica and sold it,
Right.
Jim, he tied them all down. They're
Right.
all secure. They look like little houses in there.
Right.
And they're probably going to do very well in the event of a storm. It's just a matter of when you went farther south, or even here, if you remember the Sea Breeze
Right.
was, and I have a trailer park.
Right.
I got trailers in there from the 60s and 70s that are still there. And as long as
It's almost hard to believe, isn't it,
well,
sometimes?
I'm not going to kick them out.
Of course not. No,
But I'm saying,
not implying that at all.
right, but I mean, if
Yeah.
they, at some point, their home's going to reach a point where it has to be removed.
Well, you'd think
and then
so.
they put something newer in there,
Yeah.
or if a storm comes, it's obviously going to wipe them out, and then I'll be like everybody else, have to start over.
Yeah, I remember living at Silver Shores, though. And
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people look at that and they go, oh, trailers. But, you know what? I defy that. Go there, and a number of people have obviously replaced homes that were severely damaged
Right.
with modulars. And
Same principle. though.
modulars have stood up pretty well.
Well, modulars are considered homes. They're not trailers anymore. They're
Right.
considered a
Build it
full
in pieces,
Category
bring it
5
in,
home.
bang, bolt them together.
That's it.
But there are some single wides in there that
Oh, by the
are
highway. Yeah.
remarkable. I mean, they're in beautiful condition. Lots of them been gutted a number of times and rebuilt on the inside. Very quaint, very nice looking on the outside. Put a Florida room on there. You double the size of it with a screened porch area. It's beautiful. I mean, there are a lot of creative ways that people bounce back from this kind of stuff.
Unfortunately, what happens is the trailer parks were the bar backs, the labor. There was and a lot of them. I mean, we had a lot of nice people that came into our park after the storm. But the bottom line is, it's the cheapest way to live down here.
Well,
and
it's transient housing.
From there, you try to move up.
Right.
Some of the people that were in our park bought houses and things
Right.
like that. Some moved to Homestead and commute down here to work.
Sure.
And it's just you do what it takes to survive.
Yeah.
And that's really the bottom line. And once that park gets back up and running, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of people coming in there renting them that want to live here full time.
Now you stated earlier that you own a couple of RV parks, correct?
Right.
Now, how are they in coming back for you? I mean,
I was fortunate.
Yeah.
One was on Bayside, so it received very little damage.
Lucked
So
out.
that one was just a matter of
location, right?
It was just a matter of trees and a roof,
Right.
Some things like that.
Right.
And then the other one we had, everybody left like they were supposed to.
Yeah.
So the only thing damaged there was the seawall, and the marina part of it was destroyed.
Okay.
Still waiting for a DEP permit. It's only been 2 years, but any day now, I'm sure I'm going to get out of DEP. Then I got to go to Army Corps, then Monroe County, then FWC, then who knows?
Which nice segue, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying not to be irritated, but 2 years to get a replacement permit.
Well, it's insane. It's still, and our first conversation took place regarding permitting process and whatnot, and I believe that was 13 years ago.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, something like that. You were kind of supervising a road crew fixing potholes along the side of the road here and eating an egg McMuffin, which sadly you don't get to do that anymore. But so workforce housing obviously been in the mix for quite a while. The state recently released 1,200?
It was 300 per city.
Okay.
So Islamorada, Marathon, Key West accepted them.
Okay.
Monroe County did not.
Okay.
So we're in a lawsuit right now. And then depending if we win or lose, then we'll see what Monroe County does. But the village is basically out of affordable housing permits right now. We're right on the edge of being out because of the number of requests we received.
That will take us to our next break. We're at 1:30, folks. You're listening to Florida Keys Real Estate Guys with Mark Mills and Chris Sante, and we'll be back. Please like us on Facebook.
Surprise! Great for a birthday, anniversary party, but a real estate transaction? That is not what you want. You don't want surprises when it comes to closing a real estate deal. The way to a smooth closing with no surprises is Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys. Call Ginny or Pam or even Irene. Hey, these three gals will take care of you. Close your transaction smoothly with no surprises. Real estate closings, 1031 exchange, escrow, all your needs are taken care of there with no surprises. It's Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys. Call 305-451-0032 or just Google up Sunshine Title of the Florida Keys.
Hello, this is Michael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your real estate comp featured property. Today, spotlighting 125 Venetian Drive in Islamorada. Here, you can enjoy the phenomenal Islamorada lifestyle in this just-built waterfront home. Everything's new. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a separate guest suite downstairs. Exceptional features include stunning granite kitchen, veranda, sumptuous master bath, and a homeowner's park with its rare sandy beach. This is your bucket list opportunity. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 and visit my award-winning Florida Keys lifestyle blog at therealestatecomp.com.
Jake Sullivan lies near death in a coma. His best friend Mike drives the hunt for the man who leads a criminal enterprise that could poison paradise with a chemical weapon. There's no safe harbor to be had here. Cuban Crime of Passion is the latest in the Jake Sullivan series from author Chip Bell. Available now, Cuban Crime of Passion. Check out RadioA1A.com. Click on the guy under the palm tree with the gun.
Cartel in Key West, corrupt politicians.
Monroe County Bail Bonds is a local family-owned and operated bail bonding agency in the Florida Keys. Fully licensed and serving residents and visitors for over 20 years.
3-day getaway down in the Florida Keys. This time Duval Street got the best of me. I argued with the cop. He said I was speeding. Then I really ran out of luck. When my girlfriend leaned over and whispered real loud, he's stubborn when he's drunk. I came here on vacation. I'm going home on probation.
That's right. There's always an agent on call 24/7 at Monroe County Bail Bonds. Call us when you need us with 2 locations. Tavernier at 305-852-3266 or Key West at 305-296-7724 or go to FloridaKeysBail.com.
Going home on probation.
This is your Key West Honorary Mayor Gonzo Mays, and you're listening to Radio A1A, music for the road to paradise. So damn the carnations, full speed ahead.
Trying to, during the bail bonds commercials, I always am reminded of the Monroe County Sheriff's website, which, you know what, if you're not from here, if you've not been here, you know what, forget all of the pornography that you keep on your computer at home. Please go to the Monroe County, mcso.net. It is, boy, I tell you, just the pictures of people being booked alone is enough to... it brings a warm smile to my heart every time I look it over. It's incredible. And I've seen some very dear friends there looking exactly like that. Like, what have I done to my life? Yeah, come on down on vacation, leave on probation. There you go. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the program. We have an interesting kind of predicament down here. We have 36 affordable housing units available.
Permits.
Permits left until 2023. These are
And
state.
there'll be none left in 20. In other words, that's the cutoff of all permits.
Period. Yeah, and that's the state telling
Right.
us, time, that's a wrap, you're done. And right now there are 37 applications.
Correct. But we still have the 300 pending that we're waiting to see what happens with the lawsuit.
But see, and there are so many people who look at those 300 that were originally, everybody got 300, all the municipalities in the Florida Keys plus Monroe County. So there were 1,200 total, correct?
Yeah, I believe
and,
that's right.
Yeah, and lots of people looked at Rick Scott and went, "Thank you for the political promise." But I mean, it's maybe it's a solution. Maybe it is.
Well, the thing is, it's always been debated. There's an article I think Jerry Wilkinson showed me.
Right.
It showed like 1940s or 50s newspaper article. Number one problem in the Keys: affordable housing.
Yeah,
it's never going to change.
It's never going to go. Well, it's never going to go away.
Right.
I mean, you guys have made incredible changes in it over the years, though.
Well, we're moving forward. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is because of the type of community you are, it's never going to change. You always need workers.
You're going to be chasing your tail, in other words.
Basically, if we get to 300, if we win the lawsuit is based on the fact that people don't want any more permits here.
Right.
So they consider it to be more building.
I guess they're just
Which
going
it is.
to, make their own beds and the hotels that they stay in, and prep their own food, and let's see, wash their own dishes, probably do the laundry in the hotels too, because they won't feel bad about that, kicking people out or not allowing people to own homes or rent homes down here.
Well, it all changed when we became a destination resort. What happens? We have a lot of people come here and retire here who have money, and they buy these expensive homes, and they don't care if we have an industry because they have a retirement coming in to support themselves. So that's one of the issues.
Hope it happens. I mean,
Well,
it's
you talk to other people who some of the ski resorts, Breckenridge and the places, they have the same issues. They bust them from the bottom of the hill up and all that.
Always
so it's
been
never
that
going to
way.
change. The big thing is, several years ago, we had no demand for affordable housing.
Right.
We had a bunch of permits sitting there doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, through free enterprise and the new guidelines of affordable housing, were changed. So you can now sell them for quite a bit more than what you could. They're price restricted.
We were just talking about that. They are price restricted, but they're damn near market rate.
That's crazy because you can buy a 3-bedroom. Well, the price cap on a 3-bedroom is $400,900. That's just about market rate. If even it's higher than market rate on certain.
I would think
homes.
you gotta have two people at least making a minimum of $100,000 a year to afford a $400,000 house. I mean, if I was lending money, I'm not sure I'd lend $400,000 to somebody who was making $100,000 a year.
Well, the village will help you with a $10,000 down payment.
Well, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I mean, it still seemed the criteria seem to.
Again, it's up to the mortgage lenders to figure this out, and the people can put down more money down. You can have up to 8 people qualify. If it's a large house. There's a bunch of variables, but the point is, prior to this, you couldn't build a house and sell it at their guidelines and make any money because it was too low. Now that the prices have gone up, you can now afford. And again, it's not an overall solution, but it just makes it better. I build affordable housing on top of my commercial properties because what it does is it allows me to get additional housing, workforce housing for my employees, or if I rent them.
Sure.
But it increases the rental value on a piece of commercial property.
Well, and that's an age-old solution.
Well, it just
not?
became viable down here because of the changing the rules and allowing that.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, the old storefront with the apartment upstairs.
Well, that's very common in the city.
Yeah.
But here, they always felt we had enough land not to do that. But now they've changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess not. Well, I don't know if this is an interesting sidebar, but there is in Monroe County, not that I know of, and I've researched this a little bit, maybe you can confirm, if you have a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, there's no limit on how many people you can put in that home, is there?
No, if you want to sleep in bunk beds and line the walls. But it's the same thing. I mean, it's a 1-bedroom. This is one of the arguments when I was on the council. My argument was if you had a 1-bedroom home, that uses up 1 full workforce housing permit.
Right.
And if you have a 6-bedroom home, it uses up 1 full bed, 1 permit. So what I was trying to do is ask if we could split the permits in half. So if you built a 1-bedroom small unit, you could build 2 of them.
Right.
You could split the permit in half, but it didn't work. It works in some other cities have that, but it didn't pass down here, which is understandable to a point. It's just was one of the suggestions I had.
Yeah.
But what happens is, like I said, I'm hoping we get the 300 permits because they're all going to be used up. But the point is, we would have done everything we can for affordable housing, and then we go on to the next problem: the residents/state, because it's just like the sewer mandate, unfunded mandate, and they put it on us.
Right.
They're going to tell us in 2023 either the state's going to say we're going to give you a few more permits, or we're not going to give you anything, and you have to buy all these remaining lots, which becomes an expensive proposition.
Buy all these remaining lots.
Any of the lots that aren't built on that have buildable rights, the county/village, whoever
will have to purchase those,
right,
and take them out of the pool.
Well, it would be a taking if you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monroe County's already started that. They're offering people money right now for
what
lots.
happens to that land then? It just goes into.
It goes to the state. It goes to the county, whoever, the village,
and it'll never be developed.
Nope.
Allegedly.
Green space.
Yeah.
Oh no, it can't be. There's no permits. So it's going to be interesting what happens.
And now you've been an elected public official 4 or 5 times, right?
Yeah.
And oddly, and I like you. Oddly enough, I have a considerable distrust of people who tell me that if the government takes this from me, and then pays me, doesn't matter. Its posture or status will never change. Then and I disbelieve that.
Well,
am I just being paranoid?
If it's a residential lot,
and
we have no permits, it can never be developed.
Okay.
Now, there's a million different. You could do what ifs all day long.
Okay.
But theoretically, if I have a vacant lot somewhere, I can't build a permit on it. So I'll go to my neighbor and say, "You want to buy this lot? You can buy it, or I'll split it in half, and each of you can buy half, and you get a bigger yard."
Right.
That might eliminate some of them.
Right.
Some of them will of course, submit permits right away and try to get into that deadline.
Okay.
And again, if they don't have enough permits, but if we have more permit requests than we have permits, in 2023, whoever's left in that queue, we're going to say, sorry, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
And then what happens is I have a lot that I feel is worth $200,000 because I have a permit pending.
Right.
And the state or the county says, I'll give you $50,000 for it. You just don't know. I mean, there's going to be lawsuits. There's going to be everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's because you and I talked a while back about I had a seller that has, I think, 6 lots right on the highway, and they're residential, or they're not residential. They're commercial lots, but they are in a protected hammock. So there's only 40% of it that is developable.
Right.
I mean, is that the kind of situation where, okay, somebody looks at that and goes, all right, I can only go 40%, so I've got to leave the protected trees alone.
Right.
Can I go up a couple of floors?
Yeah.
Because I'm up 36 feet is my height restriction.
35,
and put, or 35, and put 2 levels of housing up there.
You can, yeah. Well, okay, going back, if it's commercial property, depending on how many commercial square feet you have left, it may go past 2023. You don't know.
Okay.
Because the village and the county has a number of commercial square footage available.
Right.
And as it gets drawn out, you can keep building until it's empty.
Okay.
Now, if you build that commercial building, there may not be any housing to put on top because there's no permits. So you can go up 2 floors of commercial.
You can go up 30 floors if you want. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, right?
Ain't gonna be nobody living there.
But again, if it's commercial, you have a chance of developing it. Again, not knowing how many square feet are left. But just say, for example, that I'm just picking a number out of the air. I want to be clear about that. The village has 50,000 square feet of commercial.
Right.
Just for a number.
Right.
And I apply for 2,500, and you get 2,500. And
right.
They come with a big box store. Here it's a 10,000 square foot limit. So a couple of those come in there. So we got 20,000 feet left.
Okay.
And somebody comes in and uses that up in the next couple of years. Well, even though it's not 2023, we're out of square footage. So same thing with the county. It's
your SOL?
Yeah. Again, you get a certain amount each year.
Okay.
It comes into the play. But again, in 2023, whatever's left, it's going to be interesting.
That's
because
a wrap.
if I have a commercial piece of property and I can't put housing on top, I don't care. I'm going to run out and apply for a building just to make sure I don't lose my land.
Right.
And I mean, there's a lot of people who have land here who don't care about it. When I say don't care, they're northerners who inherited or whatever. They just pay the tax bill every year. I was laughing. I was looking online. There's like 10 lots down the street, and I was curious what the deal with those were.
Yeah.
They're all swamp lots.
Yeah.
But they're owned by somebody who pays their $100 a year taxes. And I called him up, and he goes, they were given to me. I don't know what they are. I go, give them to the state. They're worthless. They have no value. And I'm just going to keep it. Who knows? Maybe they're smarter than me.
No, I'm just going to keep paying out of my pocket for it.
It's fun to say you have land in the Keys.
I guess.
Right?
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the $100 a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was looking for Rogo lots for points.
Right.
To move up on the permit chain.
Sure.
And that's what I was curious about when I found they were worthless. I told the people.
And this brings to mind a question. What, okay, do you have examples of other communities that have hit this wall?
Well, not really, but what we have is Block Island has something which I'm still speaking to the village attorney about and trying to...
Block Island?
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's like off of the coast of, Boston, up there. It's an island, it's a very restricted island. If you don't have a house there...
Forget about it.
Yeah, there's very few lots for sale, and if you buy a lot, there's a lot of fees, a lot of impact fees.
Right.
And they also have what's called a transfer fee. And what they do is they use that money to maintain the island and buy other lots.
Okay.
So I've approached the village attorney, and we've been discussing if we can do something like that in Monroe County. So if you buy, it's not for sellers, it's for buyers. If you buy in here, you pay a fee. Now, currently, we have dock stamps and intangible tax that go, and part of that money goes to the state, and it's supposed to be to buy lands.
Right.
But of course, we never see it. It goes into the black hole of government. So this would be, unfortunately, be an add-on tax.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. This would be an add-on tax.
Right.
So, but it would be controlled by us 100%.
Okay.
So what we're looking into is if we can charge a minimal amount.
Right.
So whatever, $100 or $10 per thousand, something small. So
Right.
you bought a house, you might have to pay $1,000 more in taxes.
Okay.
But what that does is that puts money in a coffer, so now we can go out and buy these vacant lots.
Okay.
Or buy these areas. We have those 6 lots that are part of that preserve. I would much rather buy those 6 lots than see them cut out a chunk for 40%.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Sure.
that's what you use that money for. And it would be a revenue stream in perpetuity, because as long as you keep it, you can keep buying these lots that are coming up.
Right.
So to me, if I was on a council and we had a 2023 deadline, we had to fund it ourselves, I would say yes, but you just have to wait in line. We're going to buy them as money becomes available.
Well, there's a poop load of this land out there, too, isn't there?
I want to say there was like 1,000 lots left in the village. I don't remember if that's the right number, but it was quite a few, more than I thought.
That seems like a lot.
Well, you have to go through
No
and see.
pun intended, but...
Well, you have to go through and see if they're buildable, number one, because
Right.
when you do a printout, it shows all the lots. And when you actually go look at them, you find out they're way out there in the middle of the swamp. So even though it's a lot, it's not buildable.
I got
Venetian
some land
Shores.
in Florida for you. Yeah.
Venetian Shores has a lot of that.
Does it really?
Yeah, when you pull in the main street on the right-hand side, all
Right.
of that.
Oh,
land
yeah.
goes back. Those are all platted lots, but
Yeah.
they're all mangroves.
Well, and it's also, a mosquito swamp. So
Yeah, so they obviously, while they're platted, they wouldn't be high on the purchase list.
Right.
Or they'd
Okay.
be the $100 lots or something. But anyway, the point is, there's the lots that you're looking for is like, have you ever seen an aerial of the tennis place down in Islamorada?
Sure.
If you notice, there's mangroves around the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then that area's cut out.
Right.
So theoretically, if that was a vacant piece of land, they wanted to build that there, then I would petition the village or the village, somebody, you go there and you say, let's buy this instead of letting them build it.
Right.
Because it preserves that area.
Right.
And that's sort of what the intent is.
What they're hoping for. So
Well,
this doesn't. There's no simple solution to this, is there?
There never will be. All it's going to do is make it more and more expensive to live here.
Yeah.
Because if they make us fund this 2023 buyout,
Yeah.
it's going to make us all pay more taxes.
Property taxes are
Pay
going to go
everything.
up. Yeah.
They'll make the value of your home go up too because you can't build anymore.
Right.
But then there'll be all kinds of creative building going on.
To say the least.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus.
My opinion only does not reflect the opinion of the village council or the village of Islamorada.
Hey, you know.
I want to make
But
sure.
it does affect the opinion of this radio show. So, you know. And we're telling you the truth here, just so you know. Now, the bottom line is workforce housing is going to represent some serious issues.
It always has.
Time memorial.
It's
you know.
we're
I mean, do you see
we're beating a dead horse.
Yeah, but
okay?
do you see a return to the not subterranean, but the ground level
below? Well, we have that now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always going to exist.
Yeah.
Because two reasons. One is people are desperate for a place to live.
Sure.
And you always have a friend. You say you can move into the bedroom, and then after he lives there for a little while, you say, well, "Let me just cut a door in the wall here, so you can come and go without bothering me."
Right.
And I'll stick a hot plate in here for you and a little refrigerator, and pretty soon you got a little illegal apartment on the side. You know, that happens every city, every place there is. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
Our whole thing is if we can legitimately use those permits, do the best we can as a village.
Right.
Then that's it. After that, it's on your own. It's just going to be. I mean, the BB&T. I'm converting the upstairs to 7 apartments.
Right.
And through the permitting process, I'm finally getting close to getting a permit. But I had them rented a year ago.
Right.
I had a contract to rent all 7 of them.
Oh
to
yeah,
one of
sure.
The,
In
one
the
of
blink of an eye.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of the demand's that high.
Sure.
And it's just nothing else we can do. I mean, just do the best we can.
There you go. You know what, folks? We're a couple minutes in front of the hour, and we want to get to Michael and his listings as well. Chris Sante, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for coming on.
Always do.
You bet. Harry, we've got one more break in us, so let's take that. Folks, stay with us. We'll be right back with more of the Florida Keys Real Estate Guys.
The Florida Keys is a chain of islands known for its crystal blue waters, famous for sports fishing, world-class diving, and its laid-back atmosphere. Nestled between the Everglades National Park and the National Marine Sanctuary, the Keys are home to a precious and rare ecosystem found nowhere else. Here you will also find world-class dining featuring fresh from the dock seafood, as well as other chef-prepared culinary favorites. The Florida Keys has the feel of a quaint seaside village with a laid-back vibe, taking you worlds away from everyday cares. Stunning coastal-inspired homes line the shores of the islands, offering spectacular sunset views. Whether you start your day taking in the sunrise on your oceanfront veranda or heading out on the water for an adventure, the Keys has something to offer everyone. American Caribbean Real Estate, your Christie's International Real Estate Brokerage, knows that our island lifestyle is just as important as the home, and we are prepared to match you to the right property to fit your lifestyle. As the local Christie's International Real Estate affiliate, we have the powerful backing of the network, including 1,300 offices worldwide, and the only real estate company owned by a premier auction house. This, added to our local market expertise, makes American Caribbean Real Estate the right agency to assist you in finding your piece of paradise in the Florida Keys.
Hey, Radio A1A listeners, this is Michael Marinelli, the Real Estate Conch, wishing you tropical vibes.
We're back. Adding video to a radio program, I always used to refer to television as radio with pictures. And matter of fact, I produced a radio TV show called Radio with Pictures once, with a really good group of comedians in Minneapolis from Dudley Riggs' Brave New Workshop. That was another lifetime ago. And again, I want to thank Chris Sante for coming along. This affordable housing thing, folks, is something near and dear to my heart because I was a homeowner down here for a long time, and I did very well owning homes in the Florida Keys. I'm very comfortable with that idea. However, now that when you switch over to renting down here, it represents a completely different set of circumstances and issues. And you know what? You can't sling mud at the landlords because they're in a situation where the tides have finally turned, and they're able to charge more for their rental properties. So, you can't, this is America. You can't take away a man's ability to earn a profit, or a woman's, for that matter, ability to earn a profit. So it's kind of the way things are working out. But you know what? As always, we need to be helpful, and we need to look for those solutions. So with that, I want to thank the ladies at Sunshine Title. As always, no surprise closings. They're the best that there is. Jim LaPointe, our new local lender here in the Florida Keys. Great guy, there to serve. 3.375. VA, FHA, conventional, you name it. He's the lender that you want to get in touch with, and that is 305-741-7316. Harry's not waving at me for time yet, so I know I'm good. Again, Heartbreakers Brewery, where we do the show. New set, you like that? Huh? It's kind of cool. Better than the empty bar stools or just Dewey sitting on a bar stool. Dewey's a vision of loveliness all in his own right, but the Wednesday night, he's looking around in the bar for something to throw at me. Wednesday nights, you want to be down here, 8 o'clock for live sessions on Wednesday nights. It's a great time to see some really, really wonderful local talent and some people who come from out of town who, got an axe to grind and a gig and a guitar to play. So, and last but not least, of course, the crime novels of Jake Sullivan, authored by Chip Bell. We really enjoy reading his stuff. And go to radioa1a.com and click on the guy under the palm tree with the gun. That's the way to do it. That does it for another episode of the Florida Keys Real Estate Guys Live. I'm Mark Mills. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Monday.